Hello. Napoleon once said that Britain was a nation of shopkeepers, and if in fact that is true, then perhaps today we have one of the leading shopkeepers in this country. And I refer, of course, to Paul Appell. Before I speak to Paul, who's in the studio with me today, I'll just give you a brief resume of his history. Started off in, I believe, the early 60s, working for a small chain of retail, sort of general retail goods. It was taken over by Great Universal Stores. He then went from there to a very large clothing manufacturing public company called Coates and built that up. From there went into the shoe business, left very great marks there, and from there went on into the carpet retailing. I give you Paul Appell. Paul, hello.
Oh, hello, really.
Paul, tell me, what made you first want to go into retailing?
Well, I always was a swag man. And I've got I always believe that once a swag man, always a swag man. And I've always been a swag man, from a very early age.
What, is this a feeling you had? Is this sort of, did you feel swaggy?
I think when I was in my pram nappies, I think it all started then. I can't, it must have been at that sort of time, that period
perhaps
of my life.
cheap pins, perhaps the pin was broke and you thought this was something that really was you?
Well, it could have been that. I don't know what, it could have been that. In fact, I had handed down clothes. That was probably the reason.
Yes, I understand that. And did you find that this went further than clothes? Did you find perhaps that the pram was endemic? Did you find it had to be taken back to the shop several times?
Seem to recollect, but just after the war, you see.
Yes.
Just after everything was utility. I mean,
yes, of course.
That is the point there.
And you saw that this was the real way through life. The cheap, rubbishy image, the general. What can I say? Just basically the lower end. You are lower end. Let's face it. You're lower end of the scale of just humanity. You were at the lower. I mean, you were.
There's nobody lower.
You are great.
Yes. There's just nobody lower.
Yes, of course.
That's the important thing.
Yes, this is, I think, obviously the key to for anybody, in fact, who wants to get into this sort of lower end of the trade. They've got to be lower end themselves. Yes, I understand exactly what you mean. I've been looking at your suit, if you don't mind me saying. It's very cheap. I take it your tie is pretty old.
Yeah, well, this tie here is actually, it's a Pierre Henry.
Pierre Henry, well, yeah, exactly. I suppose your watch is a Carlier as well. Yes, I understand the point.
You big fat drag. You're insulting swine.
I assume this is him as you want to portray. You do this intention, don't you? You want to come over cheap.
Well, I am definitely cheap.
I mean, let's face it.
I don't charge a lot, actually.
You are known in retail circles as Mr. Cheap.
Yes, definitely.
Cheap
and sweet.
Sweet? Well, anyway, interesting. Thank you, and well, thank you, and well, I think that just about sums it up. Next week we're interviewing Charles Forte, and is he really a cream bun in disguise?